and then he can't get any more. Which, by the way, actually what Pumandu did, really good trick you can do against wards. You can, if you have an auto attack reset in your kit, you can use it and get extra hits on the ward, and that's a really good way to kill wards before the 1 second, because you have 1 second of before the ward goes stealth. So if you can kill the ward before then, good for you. But he wasn't able to. Also, if you have more than 2.0 attack speed, excuse me, I'm hungry. If you have more than 2.0 attack speed, if you're attacking more than 2 times per second, you can kill a ward before it goes invisible. And max attack speed is 2.5. You're unlikely to ever be at 2 attack speed, but sometimes it matters on rare occasions. But actually, okay, so Ozone, considering that SKT isn't able to clear out this ward, they're in a pretty good position right now. SKT at this point realizes, hey, we have a split pusher with teleport. We don't want to actually go for this Baron, especially, or this dragon, especially since they can see us doing it. We just want to stall for as long as possible. Okay, no members of Ozone are farming. No members of Ozone are putting any pressure on the map. All of the members of Ozone are simply trying to go for this dragon. While SKT is making progress, SKT just has to stall. They realize that they have a huge advantage. If they can bait Ozone into this position where they're trying to do dragon, then they can win a fight. Okay, so that's what's going to happen here. I love what Faker does. Faker skips over this ward. He's like, screw this ward, I'm going to kill things. Because actually, where is Impact? Impact is teleporting to right here. So they have Ozone completely surrounded. There is no direction that Ozone can escape to, except maybe with Gragas and maybe with Looper. Maybe with Gragas and maybe with Shyvana, because they can go over walls. Nobody else, without blowing flash, can escape. So they actually catch Mata. They completely melt him. Faker gets a kill there. I believe this was a 4-for-0 trade for them. They weren't able to get Looper, but they got the dragon. They got 4 kills. And they look at all the pressure they had on this top lane and all the extra farm that they got on Impact. While, you know, Ozone was basically wasting their time trying to go for this dragon that they can't possibly control. Like, Ozone at this point, Ozone is trying to play like they still have an advantage. Ozone is trying to play like they can fight against SKT, but they can't. Because, you know, if they, instead of responding to any of the objectives that SKT tries to go for, if they just try to outscale SKT in the late game, if they just keep the lanes pushed out, and they try to outscale SKT in the late game with this Vayne, with the Shyvana, which are amazing late game champions, you know, they actually have a chance here. It'll be difficult. They have to get some really good defensive wards down to keep themselves alive, but they can keep themselves alive. But instead, they're trying to aggressively respond to SKT's objectives, which is just not very good. So SKT, a lot of times what you want to do is after you kill a tower or some kind of structure, you put a ward on top of it so that you have vision there and your opponent doesn't. And, you know, that can basically keep tabs on anyone in this lane. Whenever you don't have minions here, if your opponent's pushing out, you can see what they're doing. So it's really good to put a ward there. And they actually do that later at an inhibitor. But, yeah, so rotation from Piglet because he sees Looper pushing. And actually, they go in on Mata. They get a kill here. But at this point, like, it's 13-1. SKT pretty well has this game in the bag. And so now it's just up for them to use this extra control that they have at Baron to win the game. So you'll actually notice, this has nothing to do with vision at all. But Piglet started moving towards this bottom lane, like, just the second that Looper started pushing the wave. Like, the second he showed up on the minimap, he rotated. Shyvana actually pushes so fast that by the time Piglet got there, he was already almost at the tower. So really good rotation from Piglet, realizing how fast his opponent can push. And good play by Impact just to kind of create another threat from the side that Ozone has to respond to so they can't keep chasing. But, okay. So SKT is going to go back. They know that Ozone can't really put much pressure on the map right now. The most that they're doing is this bottom side, but they can't do anything with that. Maybe they can group mid, but like at this point, Ozone just has nothing. Ozone really can't do anything here. So SKT, okay, look what they did. Look what they did. They get back. They immediately reestablish this presence around Baron. They have complete vision, other than right here, of Ozone's jungle, and it won't be hard for them to get vision of that spot. They just drop a ward there, and okay, look, guys, we have enough vision to do Baron. We can see every single entrance that they can see. They actually did end up putting a ward here, by the way. They can actually see every single entrance to Baron that Ozone has access to. Ozone cannot get to the Baron without SKT seeing it, unless they push up the mid lane, which really doesn't even work for them right now because this tower is here. This tower is blocking them from pushing this wave far enough for Ozone to control the Baron pit at all. Like, having this mid tower is such a huge thing, because you have the extra vision, you have the extra minion control, you have the extra map advantage. Like, Ozone can't control this zone, so all that SKT has to do is ward this line right here, and Ozone can't get to Baron. So SKT, they're like, okay, I mean, this is a little bit of a risky Baron. If we just go for it, it's going to kill us. They don't care about the Baron. They care about killing Ozone when they try to check the Baron. So Ozone groups up. They actually make a pretty good safe rotation here just to get that ward down. But this is... And Pumandu, trying to set up here, sweeps this spot. And, of course, they're doing the safe rotation, so he won't catch them. He won't flank them like he wants to. But Ozone, instead of, responding to this Baron, they could have been pressuring all three lanes. They could have maybe tried to get something back out of this SKT Baron, but instead they waste a lot of farm time. They're not doing anything right now, and they don't stop SKT from doing the Baron. SKT, as soon as Ozone backs away because they realize they can't do anything, SKT just does the Baron. So at this point, basically the game is over. And actually, this is where we see Ozone, even though they were trying to be so safe, make that good rotation. SKT gets inside their jungle here. Or was that a little bit later? I don't remember. But okay, so I mean, SKT has the Baron. All they had to do was put down 3 wards, plus these 2 pinks. 5 wards total. That's less than 500 gold for Baron, which gives your team more than 500 gold, plus a large buff. So Ozone trying to go for their own blue. SKT has complete vision control over the blue, so they can't do anything. Mata tries to be, a big playmaker, tries to get some kills here. But, while SKT is split, this is honestly the best shot that they had. But he catches the tankiest members of SKT, and they can't really manage to do anything with it. Bengi miraculously gets out alive, and I believe this was another 4-for-1. Yeah, because Imp tries to stay and make plays. I don't think Imp would have gotten away. Oh, he had his flash. He could have flashed over the wall there. But, I mean, the point is, 4-for-1. Imp was playing kind of terrible this game, making, really aggressive plays when he can't afford to do it. That's kind of the story of Ozone this game, actually. But, okay, at this point, SKT's like, all right, we killed 4 of them. Let's kill their inhibitor. And then they place the ward behind the inhibitor so they have vision. And that's the story of how SKT won the game. Because, where's the surrender? They surrendered a minute later. They surrendered at 20 minutes. And, SKT put some more wards down. They put a ward here, pink ward, just to establish control of the bottom side. Because what you want to do is you want to push the bottom side rather than the top side when you have the middle inhibitor down. Because then, if the middle inhibitor is down, that gives you more Baron control. It's just the safer spot to push. But anyway... yeah, good game. SKT plays that perfectly, so perfectly. Do 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 do. All right. So the next 2 games, I'm just gonna, kind of go over bullet points, because it's all about vision control, guys.